My name is Amanda Shea, and I am your host for today. For those who are not familiar with spoken word poetry, it's a form of performance art in which speakers express themselves verbally on a certain topic. Throughout the year, we've been centering our poetry around what matters to you, which happens to be GBH's new tagline, what matters to you. Now, when I ask folks, because they're like, well, what does that even mean, Amanda? That means a theme. And I'm like, well, what matters to you? Is that family? Is that love? Is that politics? Is that self-reflection? Is that dedication? Is that your kids? It could be anything. It could be also network television. I don't know what matters to you, but that is what we're here to do today. Today we are celebrating Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage and Mental Health Awareness Month. Can we clap it up? With that being said, are y'all ready for our curated Outspoken Saturday?
What should we be learning in schools? How to not be serious fools, but funny ones instead. Not how to extend pencil-lead pretend it goes into your arm, or how to watch a movie 2 periods in a row, or how to not put your arms below a table, for there might be gum. Some spend their energy in sports of all kinds and of all sorts, then are too lazy to get a job when they are old. Some just need to survive high school to thrive in college, university. Some know neither defeat nor victory. Some are blocked from seeing light and love from everyone. Some want to watch those movies and play with lead. Man, I don't know how they don't let them get paid for it. They are so good. Some are there just for the food, waiting, and pretending. They are paying attention. One doesn't need to look at the retention rate in universities, the bullies still around, to realize that it's a lie. Some try, some don't have to. Some just can't seem to relax, their feet go tap, their arms flap. For some, the ears do you. I don't know about you, but man, phoo, it can be a weird place out there. Should have seen my face when my chocolate milk went everywhere. You should have seen the shirt I wore the other day. On it says, work hard, play hard. I must have put the washer on hard mode while leaving tissues in the pockets. Oh, you should have seen my eye sockets. They were wide. I almost cried. It looked like the entire Milky Way. Oh, what a silky way to create art. Phoo, never gonna live that one down, am I? Don't even know where to start about the how are you. Some random man came up to me. Maybe you too know what I mean. It seems like it's their part-time job. They say and walk away. They must be enlightened because they've transcended all the tennis balls end up in the ceiling. Does every high school have that? Volleyballs and basketballs, and why not tennis rackets? You must be better than those guys that ask you how you are. You must have been aiming at the stars to get it up there. Or the people who just wouldn't stop coughing in the midst of class. Pandemic, forget that. Flu season, nope. It is spring. It seems as if everything is one giant comic book. I people watch hiding behind a pile of books. The grumpy teacher with his mustache and his case, the makeup plaster, Disney princess face, while I'm over here spending all my money on skincare, makeup, boyfriends, they talk about it everywhere. Man, school can be weird sometimes. Remind me why the hand sanitizer dispensers are never filled, or why the tissue dispenser is missing, forks are missing, yoga mats have typos. The teacher isn't here, supposed to give assignments, but we watch instead a movie once again. I mean, I know that you regret what you didn't do, but this, phew, I might have to think again. And that's exactly when the bell rings. There's those that hurry out the door. There's those living in textbooks curious for more. There's those who get out last. There's those who seem to fast from food and phones and small talk. That might be me. That might be you. That might be all of us at some point or another, as the teacher talks about your big brother that she taught and you do not want to be a part of that conversation. But hey, not many are lucky to have family enamored. Not many are lucky to go to school. Do you know how many go to bed crying, wishing that they could? It isn't that you should be grateful, but maybe you would if you knew your life depended on it. Just as much as on what you learn, but not the calculus, the numbers, words, but how to see this precious little world differently. How to be yourself. How not to give up. How to know that failure is when you stop trying. How defying old beliefs and breaking them to pieces brings you peace. How all that is happens as it should for your greatest good. How there is no such thing as fate. How you deserve something better than being great. You deserve to experience the great, the simple, the extraordinary, all the same. How fame means nothing. How you will never feel together to do that one thing. How you will always want it to, or that girl or boy you want to talk to, go do it. Life is short. You've got even less time than you think. It seems so long, but really, it's over in a blink. What if I told you that you have an illness that splits you in half and you could die tomorrow, logistics aside, you probably would still feel sorrow, but you sure would act as if everything mattered and was precious. Do not let it pass you by, because you do have a terminal illness. It's called life. Be loving now. Act as if you were. Allow all the temporary crap fall to the wayside without strings or reasons or justifications or analysis, or you'll never be. It's all made up. Watching a movie, eating a cake, that sense of clinging you cannot shake, that anger you feel when someone ascends the stairs, the steps, the sound of another, sister, brother who you might hate, keep making it up and calling it fate. Keep thinking you are, your thoughts and emotions, freeze them, block the energy's motion, blame the world, blame yourself, suppress, repress, and follow without end. The train without wheels breaks, the wheel turned loose, a wild goose chase. See every face as the same, see instead of a soul, blood running through veins instead of sadness, anger, and joy, the bag of it all that runs through the heart, see just a collection of parts. Instead of believing, believe in things. Keep reliving everything that pretzels you up. Don't stop to notice the wonder in life. Don't think the way to feel more lightness is simple and clear. Make everything complicated. Think that your fear has teeth and fangs. See every pang as the end of the world. Never think twice before using your word. Don't think it can make war or peace. Judge and judge what always is. Think life is full. Think it is empty. Think and think until you are empty. Devoid of positive thoughts. Never stop to consider that it is not the way you think. Nothing is. Never choose, never use bad emotions as pathways. Never relax in the middle of worrying about whether or not you packed your phone. Never see truth as your own. Never choose to feel the drops when it rains, the words that you hear again and again. Hear. Never listen, appear to be happy and put on a mask. Pretend there is none. Don't see all as one. Don't try. Don't honestly try. Don't think change can occur. Don't think everything happens for you. Don't read. Don't focus. Don't think there is more. Believe all they tell you. The people before, let them condition you more. Don't realize you were. Think you need to realize to be happy, to soar, to sail, and to step into the life you were destined to live. Never realize the potential is given. You never actualize. Keep dreaming. Keep thinking passion is the way out. Don't do that thing you've always wanted to. Never realize that for your entire life you have wandered to somewhere else than now. Never allow it to be. Never see with real eyes. Put on glasses. Keep all your focus ahead on the prize. Keep thinking yet that you didn't create the life that you never wanted with choices you never made over and over. Wait and wait and wait and wait. Become your own worst enemy and call it fate. Thank you. Feel free to follow me on Instagram at Suleiman Insta. That's SULEIMENINSTA. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Bliss. I am here for the second time and it is an honor. Thank you so much to Amanda and for GBH for having me back. I'm 18, I'm a self-published author and musician, and a lot of my, thank you, my work here in totality is all about self-discovery and empowerment. And it's a lot of national months, like we were talking about earlier, but it's also National Lupus Awareness Month and Autoimmune Disease Awareness Month as well. And so I thought what I would bring to the table this month are some poems that I wrote about that as someone who's been navigating that for quite some time. And so I hope from my heart to yours that this reaches you. First one is called To Be Beautiful. I cannot grasp how the same body that holds the heart, the same mind can suffocate the soul with hate, this programming, this social game. I will never be thin enough or pretty enough for the world. I cannot understand, I cannot stand how this shame scolds me for being. I wish I could say that I was confident, but at least I can say not yet. At least I can say I've made progress with it. I started to sift through it. At least I can say I love myself despite it all. My confidence will wane like the moon, and that's okay. I love that too. To every beautiful human being on the planet, it's okay to not be accepted by yourself just yet. Just ask why. Be gentle, love every lie until they all implode, be kind. You'll see your place there in the sky. You are not pretty and thin, you are so much more. You are beautiful and I adore you. Simply, you are not anything except all that you're meant to be. And that is perfect. The same body that we shame allows us to love. The same body that we change allows us to hug and dance and sing and cry and laugh. So when the judgment comes back in, take a breath, remember that. This next one, thank you. Stumbling is humbling, and how to touch the stars. I spread love like pollen, my heart my lead, because it's what I desperately need. I tell people they are beautiful because it is something I've always wanted to receive. I preach on authenticity because I am self-taught. Because I am working on positive self-talk, I choose to practice peace, and all the parts of me fall beautifully into place. My love, if you just let yourself, don't be afraid to stand for things you've not perfected yet. Thank you. Feel free, as Suleiman said, to follow me on Instagram. It is Bliss, all lowercase, _in_this. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, also YouTube, also on Spotify. So thank you again for having me. It is always an honor.
I really appreciate being here. My poem is called Feed Me. Before you were born, inside me, you were more than an idea, but still fully unimaginable, hypothetical, and impossible. My body was strong enough to make you, to birth you, but not to feed you. I took classes saying it would be easy and free, not taking into account my worth, my value beyond a food source, my hourly rate, but it didn't matter because the milk never came. I pumped and pleaded and prayed, but marked X's instead of ounces. I felt like an old dairy cow, milked to the bone and put out to pasture, except I never produced a single drop. I tried to make it my choice, but it was forced upon me, my fragile body not doing what it was supposed to. Relied on formula to keep you fed. Nothing wrong with that. Fed is best until the shelves are empty. Fed becomes a challenge. And we were the lucky ones. You weren't picky or allergic, not getting fleeced by people online, paying hundreds for just one can. But the worry is there, the terror of having nothing to feed him with no other option. The news became our story. So I lived between the logical and the emotional, like always. I knew one thing and felt another. Guilt with no reason, anger with no logic. We made it through, the three of us, mixing bottle after bottle, growing up enough to give it up. Thank you.
I love poetry. Can we just talk about it really, really quickly? I heard somewhere last night that, where was I? Oh, I was at Grub Street with the teens with mass poetry, and there was some beautiful, beautiful spoken word by this group of 4 youth. And one of them had said, poetry saved their life. And it just keeps replaying in my mind all day today because I really believe that words are spells and they hold so much power. So when we're able to have platforms where we're able to speak our truth and we go through a lot of the same things that most of us don't know because we don't be looking like what we be going through, child. So with that being said, I really appreciate Jenny that piece because you know, as a mom, I've also had that struggle and I've never been able to communicate that in words. So thank you for bringing me back to that point because my kids are now grown. They're 16 and 20. Yeah, I said it. And with that being said, it just reminded me that you get through and the perseverance is always there. So I just want to say, give it up for poetry one more again. Because if it wasn't for this, I don't know what I would be doing. With that being said, are y'all ready for our next curated Outspoken Saturday poem?
Once again, my name is Carrie Mays. I am a youth activist in the city of Boston. I am the daughter of 2 formerly incarcerated parents, the oldest of 7 siblings, and also someone who has experienced homelessness, my whole entire family actually. So this piece I wrote when I was a teenager, and I asked for you to open your hearts because in order for us to get better as humanity, we have to see the inequities that exist in society. So this is about gentrification. First, you take our fathers out the homes. Now you're trying to push us out the neighborhoods of which we call home. A place we thought we owned, a place we thought us too belong. How we supposed to be Boston strong, come together, create unity, but then you're pushing people of color out their communities, not making Boston strong, making Boston weak. Boston strong, no, Boston's wrong. Gentrification. They're trying to push us out when we've been here for ages. My people are not bugs, so stop the extermination. No, don't turn my house into a trendy restaurant or turn my baby sister's local park into a parking lot. How's it building a better Boston for today when you're really trying to find another way to urbanize and erase, throwing Boston's culture down the drain? Nah. Gentrification is the extermination of people of color saying, get out to my sisters and brothers. No, thank you. I don't want your offer. To another place that's out of town and way farther, and place me in a place where I don't know it's too far out, and place me in a place where my resources are a drought. I'd rather stay in Boston, stay within than go without. We see the scheme, so we put our foot down. But this is how they get us. They know we're not rich. For every dollar a white household makes, we make 6 cents, so they raise the rent. Gotta find another place to go, and that is how they win. Hold on, let's backtrack. Remember the Federal Housing Administration Act? In 1934, it gave loans to houses to only white families who couldn't afford. If you were white, you'd get that type of award. Back then, if you were black, you couldn't get a house. Now it's if you can't afford this newly built property, then you got to get out. Hold on, where's my home? I need a loan. But because the color of my skin is easy to disown, the fact that we're all human and we've got the same bones. Thank you. And I hope you take a piece of humanity, of justice, of just fighting the good fight, because all of us are being impacted by these prices. And I hope you enjoyed me sharing my story with you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you for Amanda Shea for having this opportunity and for providing a space where the spoken word can be heard. And thank you, everyone, for staying to listen. Like many poets and artists, I'm inspired by anything and everything that's around me. And I like that the theme is what matters to you. Because I know for me, what matters is that we are all connected by blood, despite our divisive ideologies. And a lot of my poem has that thread of how connected we are, how important community is. And I'm gonna start off with a quote by a poet, Ocean Vuong. He says, I think the strongest poems allow themselves to collapse completely before even suggesting resurrection or closure. And a manipulation of form can add another dimension to that collapse. So on the subject of form, this one's called Julia Sets a New Rule, and it's about a Mandelbrot construction. A is your alpha, A is your one, a fun merry-go-round on a Mandelbrot line. Stay in your lane is what they say, but what if I stray and become 1 squared plus 1, a starburst of complex possibility with endless stability. Stay within your bounds is the rule, but Julia says go beyond those barriers, make more and more connections. And if stars are the drainage system pouring heaven down, then is a universe a giant brain? And if that's the case, are we, it's, daydream and nightmare all the same, or something more? I discovered this possibility by watching a 3-minute YouTube video, but Pingala and Indian mathematics as early as 200 BCE knew the endless possibilities from dividing their demigods in verse, cutting them open with a pen mightier than heaven's word. A Sanskrit poem repeating 1 and 2. The circle found round and round everywhere, in the roil of an ocean, touching 2 worlds, the structure of a leaf, growing repeat, repeat, repeat. It even has its own scientific quarterly for all to read. But how does one become a 0, or an egoless hermit crab nebula, M0? The start of a category less, supernova from a collapsed pulsar, visible not just to itself, but multitude of others. Just like a Julia set, separating and coming back to their own beautiful pattern, starting at 0, 0, 0, 0 to get to 1. If you start at 0, the complex orbits make Fibonacci knots, cubed in an endless sum of itself. Start at 0, your own personal hero, the Mandelbrot circle of community, a binary but unbound representation that can only increase in the right direction, not going back like modern math, a free universe all to itself. Thank you. And to finish up, this is an observational poem written on a walk near Longwood, titled Go. My asthma catches its breath here in the emerald lungs of Boston, where silver ripples roll across a handcrafted stone arch, a bridge built to create community, and a miracle in how everything holds its place. Secrets held in hidden gardens is why I would be remiss not to be here, listening to a woman singing opera under the tunnel bridge. The discovery of this public secret garden preceded a rough patch. A steep trail with bone-fracturing rocks jutted out like jangled teeth, a hellmouth for my feet. One of the many docs once said when I asked what to do about my body, "Don't fall." The siren call brings me down, though, one foot in front of the other, simple enough. Wise words coming from a song that helps me walk the moon. So I try not to imagine falling. Stick the landing in your head and you're already there, right? As the operetta crescendos, I clap a silent encore in my head and acknowledge the talent that brings me home to my mom's glorious voice, distant in a desert, singing a hymn or humming a Neil Diamond song. Farther, in my faded blue jeans, I find a bench old and weathered like me. In the distance, a man stands facing the trees. Why is he standing? What is there inside or beyond? So many questions in a place where few answers are found. The haze of my vision, not quite as murky as a canal, makes a long stem coming out from below his waist. Quiet fingers, practicing patience. A fate-muted melody pours into the city as the train cuts a screaming line through the trees. As above, so below. I float my mind to where the angels trumpet their judgment call. A crew of landscapers work their way towards me. I smile at the young laborer with his pants loose and dropped low. He grins back and scrapes out the dank, old, musty debris. His walk is light and free, the way we all should be. The trumpet trills a finale song. My body lifts, and I must go. Thank you. You can find me Arts in Mind. That's my Instagram. Arts_S_in_mind. It's very complicated, but that's me. Thank you.
How are y'all feeling? Did y'all have a really good afternoon with us here at Outspoken Saturday? No? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Y'all can hear me? Did y'all have a good time with us this afternoon at Outspoken Saturday? Yes. Y'all are on TV. They're going to span to y'all and show y'all just eating and sipping your juice. With that being said, I just want to say thank you all. Please remember our next Outspoken will be on Saturday, June 1st. So please sign up with Carrie and or Isabella at this table right here with the pens and my face on the flyer. Before we go, I also want to thank our wonderful, wonderful team here at Boston Public Library. Give it up for Boston Public Library for hosting us. Also give it up for the Newsfeed Cafe for serving us. Did you not get coffee? Yeah, you. Did you not get anything from? I am talking to you. Why are you looking at your friend asking? I'm a really good lip reader because I have children, so I could see everything. Did you not get coffee? Can you give it up for the News Feed Cafe? I'm just picking on you. Also, give it up to our GBH staff and crew, Maddie, Carly, Isabella, and Tina Cassidy. I love each and every one of y'all, and if you are looking to follow any of the artists, this is your chance now to make sure that you like, follow, and subscribe all things GBH, but also know that GBH also has a YouTube channel where you can not only see these poets perform their beautiful art, but you can also see all of last year's as well. Again, my name is Amanda Shea. That's Shea like the butter for all my melanated peoples. Please don't play me, and I will see you June 1st. Thank y'all, and good afternoon.